Hey Embers, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another comparison video from me. So all of these comparison videos are in a playlist if you would like to check them out, but today we're going to be looking at the visual differences between the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox versions of Buffy the Vampire Slayer Chaos Bleeds. Now, there's been a little confusion with this series, so we are going to be looking at the physical copies and looking at the physical difference on the copies. However, there has been suggestions made that we do a visual comparison in regards to playing the actual games, and that is something that I would definitely like to do in the future. So here is the PlayStation 2 version of Chaos Bleeds. This is the front, and here is the Xbox version. So putting them both side by side, they are exactly the same, minus the obvious differences between trademarks there. Moving on to the side, you have a very typical PlayStation 2 side there. And this is what the side of the Xbox One looks like. So bringing them both together, I always love how the PlayStation 2s look. They're very simple and classic. However, I have to give it to the Xbox for the design sort of spreading across the whole case. I think the Xbox takes this one. So here is the back of the PlayStation 2 version, so I'm just going to zoom in here and we'll read this. The gates of hell have opened. A dreaded enemy from Buffy's past has unleashed the ultimate incarnation of evil, the First. Now Buffy and friends must unite with an unlikely ally to slay vampires, zombies, and other bloodthirsty hellions. Destroy the dark side before Sunnydale is forever condemned to permanent darkness. And we'll have a look at the screen grabs. Battle as Buffy, Willow, Xander, Spike, Faith, and Sid the Dummy. I actually really enjoyed this game. It's got a lot of nostalgia for me. Unique weaponry and over 150 Slayer moves and combinations. And we have this picture here, multiplayer fighting for up to 4 players with over 24 good or evil characters to choose from. And we have this screen grab here. Authentic Buffy universe with involvement from series creator Joss Whedon and Buffy comic book writers Christopher Golden and Tom Snygoski? I hope I've said that right. And then we have exclusive Buffy bonus material, including cast interviews and much more. And then you have all the copyright information at the bottom. So I have only played this game on the PlayStation 2. So let's look at the back of the Xbox version. So here is the back of the Xbox version. And putting them side by side, again, they look pretty much identical. So we do have a couple of differences in terms of where things are placed, but they are pretty much identical. I am going to double check the write-up, but I think it will be the same. Now, we do this series because sometimes the differences are quite drastic between platforms, but in this case, there's not a big difference at all. We can't really choose a favourite. Now, opening it up, this is what you're greeted with the PlayStation 2 version, and unfortunately, we cannot do a manual comparison today because I don't have a manual. And this is the Xbox disc, and again, unfortunately, I don't have a manual, so no manual comparison today, although that would have been fun. So putting them both together, we do have some slight differences. As I've mentioned in this series many times, the Xbox likes to have their trademark at the top and the PlayStation likes to have theirs at the bottom. I actually think the PlayStation disc is nicer in this case. So for some reason, my Xbox disc looks darker. The PlayStation disc, you can see sort of the cemetery gates behind, etc., etc. But if you look at the Xbox disc, you can see them, but it is darker somehow. So I do think that the PlayStation does actually take this one, even though the differences are very slight. And that's it, a very short and sweet episode here because there's just not that many differences, and unfortunately I don't have a manual to look at this time. So like I say, in terms of gameplay, I've only played the PlayStation 2 version, not the Xbox, but I would love to do a direct comparison of these in the future. If you have played both, let me know which platform it plays best on. So thank you again, and until next time, bye Embers.